and let the one who has no sword sell his cloak and buy one.
Alright guys, I want to go over failure to feeds in your Tauruses. I've seen a lot of this stuff. I'm on a couple of pages on Facebook and all that stuff, and I've seen some people in the forums complaining about failures in their Tauruses and their, and there's nothing wrong if you want to polish that feed ramp. Nothing wrong with that at all. However, you've got to make sure you keep the same type of slope and all of that same angle. And just polish it. You don't want to really sand much off. You just want it polished. So you got the failure to feeds, and basically I'm going to show you the failure to feed on this one. We've cleared this firearm, no magazine in it. This is the Taurus Tactical. I'm going to take this magazine, I'm going to put it in here, and it's not going to feed. Alright, so it did not feed the way I wanted it to feed. The first thing you need to do is check your magazine. Alright, so this magazine will not feed. I'm going to drop it back down. I'm going to seat my here. Alright, it fed that magazine fine. Write that one out. Put this magazine in, and it fed that magazine fine. So the first thing you want to do is check your magazine. But I'm going to show you what's funny with this is I can take this same magazine and put in my other Taurus. This is the G3, and I put Lakeline Industries threaded barrel on it and compensator. The same here is the stock threaded barrel with the Lakeline Industries compensator. But I take this same magazine that would not feed in this one, and it feeds fine in that one. So that feeds fine in that one. That one feeds fine in that one. And then that one feeds fine in that one. So the first thing I would look for is I would check your magazine on that. And the reason is, if you can look right here, there's a little bit of a slope difference right there. This one sticks up just a little bit more in there. And that makes a difference for whatever reason. It's easier to slide up in there and that good stuff. So that's the first thing I would check over anything. If I was using my firearm to chamber around and it was not feeding, like this one will not feed this magazine, just like that, it will not feed it at all. I would check my magazine. That's the first thing I would do, and if it's a bad magazine, contact Taurus and they'll send you another magazine out. I can tell you that this one will not feed the 15 round magazine, but it feeds 17 round magazines. It feeds them fine, just like that. Now another thing you can do is a lot of them I know won't feed them by hand racking. However, a lot of them will feed them if you rack it back. Then you put it and then you drop it, and it has enough force, slamming forward to feed them. You could try that as well before you got into polishing that feed ramp, because I know a lot of you guys aren't going to have the tools. You're not going to have a Dremel at the house, and you're not going to feel comfortable with polishing that feed ramp. If you do get into polishing the feed ramp, if you don't know what the feed ramp is, the feed ramp, let's see, I think this one's a little shinier. No, it's not. This one ain't been polished at all. The feed ramp is the part that you can see right there, my fingernail, right there. Basically, you want to get you some rouge, get you a Dremel tool, get you a soft, the cotton tip, not the abrasive tip, but the cotton tip. You want to get you some rouge. They make different grit of rouges. You can buy all this at like your big box stores, your big box hardware stores. And you just get that thing spinning, you dip it in your rouge, and you just start polishing it until you start seeing actual shiny metal, till you shine it up. That's how you polish your feed ramp. And once you do that, then you can test it as well. But I know a lot of you guys, you don't have that kind of setup. You don't have the means to do it, or you don't have the want to do it. Check the magazines. These work fine in my tactical. This one works fine in my standard G3. and these are set up, these are stage guns. This is my bedside gun. I've got the Olight Baldor Pro on this one, and then I've got the Olight Baldor Mini on that one. Both of them are compensated. I carry 15+1 staged in the house in this one. I keep my 17+1 in this one, and then of course I have other guns staged throughout my house, so on and so forth. Alright guys, I just wanted to go over something to check first before you go into polishing your feed round. If you don't want to get into all that stuff, if you don't have the tools and stuff necessary for that, or the want, or the know-how, or even the want to know how for that, you just want a gun that functions. Let's say you bought a good budget gun. These are good budget guns. These are still considered the budget lineup. However, you know, you get into the tactical, you're $400 something, but you've got the threaded barrel. You just throw the compensator on it, and then you add your light, and you've got into some money here. But they are guns that I've shot quite a bit, and I haven't had any failures out of them. So that's the thing you need to look for. First of all, foremost, just check those magazines, guys. Alright, this is Spencer, Defense Training. Stay safe, stay armed. Please like, subscribe, and comment on this video below. Thanks.